Hey there, guys. Elena here with an episode of Lockdown Lowdown for the first time in a while because, as you know, there hasn't been a lot of movement on additional help for Americans since the end of May this year. But today, the Senate released their answer to the HEROES Act, which was passed by the House of Representatives back at the end of May, which is the HEALS Act. And that stands for Health, Economic Assistance, Liability Protection, and Schools. Mitch McConnell formally announced that today, and there have been some updates and changes that will be directly affecting Americans impacted by the current pandemic. And here are some of the broad strokes of that piece of proposed legislation. If you happen to be unemployed or only partially employed right now, the Senate is looking to cut those additional supplemental $600 in federal unemployment benefits down to $200 for the next several weeks into September, and then to reevaluate things. Their goal is to implement a system where you only receive about 70% of your regular wages until you return to work. There are several other changes in this particular bill. $16 billion it looks like will be going towards paycheck protection and small business help. But the big thing that everyone's been wondering about, and we've talked about a lot on this channel, is stimulus payments. And though the parties seem to be pretty far apart on a great number of details as far as additional help for Americans, the major point of agreement is on stimulus payments, direct payments to Americans in a second round of stimulus checks. Both sides have proposed that another $1,200 stimulus be paid to Americans, and this time it looks as though it will likely include some people who were left out of the stimulus last time. So young adults, college students specifically, that were still dependents on their parents' tax returns, and seniors or others who might have been adult dependents on someone's tax return, it seems like this time will be eligible for a direct payment. The numbers seem to be right in line with what we saw last time, which is the $1,200 payment with income up to $75,000 in adjusted gross income. And then the phase outs begin as income increases over that number. So for those who've been looking for news, at least we have now the opening volley from the Senate. But the question is whether or not the House and the Senate will be able to come to a place of agreement before their scheduled recess on August 7th. The House has already agreed to extend their session if necessary, but we'll just have to keep an eye out to see what happens. Now, if you're looking for the latest in news with what's happening with the stimulus as these pieces of legislation are negotiated by Congress, make sure that you subscribe because I'll be sharing that information here with you. In the meantime, yes, a second stimulus payment is coming. Dates are unknown. Thanks again for tuning in to Lockdown Lowdown. I'm wishing you and your family the best. Stay safe out there.